Aloha! This is Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker. We are filming live in downtown Honolulu in the Pioneer Plaza ThinkTech Studios in beautiful Honolulu in the great state of Hawaii. It has stopped raining, finally. We got a little bit of dry weather, so it's a good day to be outside. We've got a couple really interesting guests today. Junior Achievement of Hawaii has been having an exceptional year. I need to disclose that this year I am the chairman of Junior Achievement of Hawaii, and so I've got some inside information, and I'm going to try to share some of that. And I don't think the SEC is going to have a problem with it. But I'd like to introduce today Delle Tanioka, who is the company program coordinator for Junior Achievement of Hawaii. And then we have Derek Wong, who's a senior vice president at First Hawaiian Bank and a very active member of the board of directors of Junior Achievement of Hawaii. So thank you and welcome as guests on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Great to have you. We've got a very good year going with Junior Achievement of Hawaii, and a lot of it has to do with some of your efforts, and we really appreciate that. But you've been in Hawaii all your life, haven't you?
Yes. I was actually born in Honolulu, but I grew up in Hilo, and I came back when I was about in high school, and I went to Kaiser High School.
Kaiser, very good. So, and from what I understand, we had a good program out there this year.
Yes, we did. We had a phenomenal program out there. And it was also pretty funny because I used to teach preschool in Hawaii Kai as well. And some of my students, which were in my preschool class, were now in the company program as high schoolers.
Wow.
And they remember me.
Very good. So you must have left an impression then.
I think so.
It's kind of nice to grow up in the community and then be able to go back and give something back to that community again, isn't it?
Of course, and it's even more fun when you get to go back and see your old teachers and maybe even have drinks with them after.
Very good. Well, it sounds like you'll keep that program going for a while then.
We're good. We're doing really well. We will.
Good. And Derek, you've been in Hawaii a long time too.
Yeah, I was actually born in Pisa, Italy, but my parents came back to Hawaii, and at the age of around 5, started school at Marino High School actually. But soon after, my mom thought her public school is better suited for me, so I transferred to public school. And then at 5th grade, I went back to Marino High School and graduated from Marino, went on to UH.
Manoa.
Yes, at University of Hawaii at Manoa. Loved it there. Had to work through high school and college. My family actually has taro farms in Kahaluu.
Wow.
So my grandfather, when we were very young, had us working in the taro fields all summer long, on the weekends.
Backbreaking work, isn't it?
Extremely backbreaking. And that was one of his lessons to all 13 of his grandkids. Had them work in the farms and said, you can do this is great, but if you choose not to, continue on to school and go work in an office. So I think all 13 of us continued and now work in offices.
I guess that taro farming was helping, a motivating factor to...
Oh yeah, yes. But I admire the people at the open markets. I see them selling their goods, and I know what laborers are behind even getting those goods to these markets. It's just a tremendous accomplishment on their behalf.
Very good. And after UH, you went to the mainland, or you stayed here in Hawaii?
I actually ended up working 2 jobs. One was selling real estate with locations, and the other was my ex-girlfriend at the time wanted to start a business, so we actually started a flower and gift shop right here in downtown. So we ran that for a number of years, and we ended up selling it. I majored in marketing, and I always wanted to get into corporate marketing. But many smaller companies don't really have corporate marketing, they have sales. So I joined First Hawaiian Bank back in 1993, and it's been 22 years later, and
Congratulations.
I've been at First Hawaiian Bank for 22 years.
Very good. And what do you do at First Hawaiian Bank?
So I head up the credit products area, which is primarily product management, which basically means product development, pricing, marketing, some sales, and so forth. And then I have a systems group that does sales systems.
Very good. So you're really into that corporate marketing area then.
Oh yeah, it's been wonderful.
Very good.
But very quick.
Very good. And now you're on the board of Junior Achievement and
Yes.
very active there.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. And Dell, what, do you have any children that also going to Kaiser? I mean, certainly you don't look old enough for that, but.
No, I have 2 children, but they are very young still. They're at Wilson Elementary.
All right, but you're teaching them about financial literacy though, right?
Yes, but financial literacy can start at that age.
Well, I think financial literacy for a lot of people across the state is an important lesson to be learned.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, I believe the Department of Education is actually pushing a financial literacy focus, coming up here very soon. And I also understand that JA is going to be very active in that. So we're looking forward to being engaged and help spread the word about financial literacy across the state. And I guess, Derek, we've got some volunteers that help with that too, don't we?
Yes, we were able to help Junior Achievement of Hawaii this year with the company program. And so we got some bankers, and they were, they volunteered to go out to various schools and help mentor these children or these students. So we started this year at Farrington High School, which was a great experience for us as well as the students. So.
Very good. And you've actually had the chance to teach some of these classes, financial literacy maybe, company program? And
well, even for elementary schools, I've been out to a few of our schools, and a lot of things something that people don't know about Junior Achievement is that we can go into elementary schools, we can go into high schools, we can go into middle schools. All of our programs are age appropriate, and they teach at the level that students need to know. And we're all over the island. It's really great.
That's good. And Junior Achievement actually has been in Hawaii for 30 years?
58 years.
Oh, 58 years. So you learn something new every day. So 58 years, and it's had an interesting past. It had its ups and downs, but we've actually got a very good year going, and hopefully we'll have a second year going. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, a lot of that has to do with the volunteers and the staff that are at Junior Achievement. What do you see next for Junior Achievement? I guess we've got a lot of different irons in the fire.
Well, Junior Achievement is actually, like you said, it's a year of very dynamic growth. I've heard from some other organizations that maybe way back in the past, Junior Achievement was kind of just there, and the teachers knew about it and asked for Junior Achievement, but that's about it. And now we're in the stage where we want to become more at the forefront of financial literacy. Hence the work with the legislature. And also we want to just be kind of like thought leaders and leading the state as we try to spread financial literacy across the state. And so speaking to that dynamic growth, we opened up offices in Kauai. We've been on the Big Island for the past 25 years, and we've been going very strong over there. And possibilities are endless with our growth.
That's right. That's right. And Junior Achievement is also going through a little bit of a transformation too, is it not? With the moving into the digital world?
Yes, very good. So we understand that some of the kids, in there with their papers and all their handouts, they may not be as attractive to students in high school. So that was the first thing that they changed, and they changed the company program. So they rebranded and re-released the new company program, which still teaches all the fundamentals of entrepreneurship, still bring aboard mentors to kind of push that process forward and do the community engagement piece. But the real cool thing is now that it's really relevant for students, it's really modern, and the kids know how to get all these things from the program.
Right, that's very good. And Derek, you're getting involved with some of this as well. Why don't you explain what your role is on the board and what you do for JA?
Yeah, so I was actively involved with the new company program. And, back when I was in high school at Merida, the company program was alive and well for Junior Achievement. And I have very fond memories. I remember my classmates selling different things and pitching things and so forth. And So when I joined the board at Junior Achievement, I thought that program was, still thriving, and I thought this would be a great way to get back and mentor some of these kids. I have 2 kids myself. I have a freshman and a senior, and they're tired of me mentoring them at home. So, I thought maybe I could try it somewhere else.
So now, wait a minute. So now the 2 that are tired of hearing about this at home, now you're showing up in their classrooms? They just can't get away, can
I
they?
think that they actually signed me up to go work with Junior Achievement. Get me out of the house more. Basically, in getting the volunteers and starting off with Farrington High School, I know we had Kaiser, we have a couple of more schools that are going to be joining us, but actually seeing the kids and hearing their stories is what was really rewarding. And I think for mentors, it's actually very challenging to not just tell the students what to do. You have to pose it in a certain way so they come up with their own answers and their own solutions. You're basically mentoring or guiding them towards their own decisions, whether right or wrong, but that's part of the learning process. And I think that's what's really unique and fascinating with the Junior Achievement Company program.
I think anybody who's been in business for a while knows that sometimes failure, although difficult, is a real learning experience. And some of the most successful people today have had several failures in the past before they got the formula right and started having some success. So allowing the children, I guess, in a sense, do it in the classroom is probably a safe environment for that to happen.
That's what we like about the company program. We say that you fail fast and you fail forward.
Yep, no, that's very good. Now, some of our audience may not know exactly what the company program is, and so I don't want to go into that right now. That's going to be the second segment. We're going to get into a description of what the company program is and how it works. But we do have a really neat story to share in our second segment today. But prior to getting into that, what do you think is the biggest need that JA Hawaii has right now? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but from your perspective, Delle, what do you think the biggest need for JA Hawaii?
Well, I think that it showed when Derek folks volunteered, and their mentors were amazing for the students, and it just shows that that's what we need more of, is that engaged mentors that really work with the students and that know how to work with the students as well. That take the time to care and that take the time to engage and take the time, most importantly, to not do it for them, but let them do it themselves. And that time it's very valuable, for everybody, because everybody's really busy. But that's actually what JA really needs.
I know, having 3 sons of my own, it's sometimes difficult not to do it for them, and to let them do it and let them experience the consequences. And that's part of what being a parent or a mentor is to try to protect them a little bit, but at the same time, you also need to let them learn from the process. So from your time on the board, what do you think the biggest need for JA?
I agree with Delle that, JA provides the structure. There's a lot of people, First Hawaiian Bank has a culture where people want to help. They want to do things outside of the bank. And First Hawaiian, and there's a lot of companies like First Hawaiian that foster this volunteerism. It just comes within it. And JA has the structure for people to easily volunteer. I mean, you can't just say, I want to go in and teach kids, because you're not going to basically get into the door. So JA sets up that structure and makes it easy for people to follow something and have a structure and basically have success and have growth.
Well, we're going to have to take a short break, but maybe when we come back, either in the second or maybe in the third segment, we can talk a little bit more about the volunteer process and how people can get engaged and what kind of training do they get in order to be effective at teaching and mentoring. But this is Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker, and we are going to take a short break, and we'll be back shortly with more discussion with Junior Achievement of Hawaii. See you soon.
Here's the deal. I'm Jay Fidel. I'm the host of Hawaii, the State of Clean Energy, which is the Energy Policy Forum's program on Wednesday. That's how we call Wednesday Energy Wednesday. We call it Energy Wednesday every Wednesday. Are you surprised? Okay, and we try to get guys like Jim Alberts here from Hawaiian Electric who can tell us what's really going on in energy. We want to be informed. It's so important. It's the most important initiative in our state. Clean energy is major, okay? And that's why we cover it on this show. That's the deal. What do you think, Sharon?
I think that's great. That's why we're here every Wednesday from 4 to 5, and we hope you all join us so we can hear people like Jim coming on our show and co-host Ray Starley from Hawaii Energy.
Okay, Jim, you've been here today. You've seen this. You heard what she said. What do you think?
I think it's a tremendous opportunity for people to come together and talk about the issues. Oftentimes, there isn't a good forum to bring these key issues out into the public, and this is a tremendous way to go about it. And the activity of this show is essential to keep talking about energy because, as you said, it's such an essential part of our lives that we need to pay attention to it and we need to think about the future.
Okay, Ray, your turn.
Well, this is a special time in the history of Hawaii where we're making some pretty radical changes in the way we use energy and generate energy. And this show is the one place you can count on coming to every Wednesday and hearing something about the latest issues that are on the table, being discussed, that will affect us all going forward. So come join us, and if you have some ideas you want to share with us about energy, give us a call and let us know. We'll put you up here and let you talk for an hour. So come see us.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Jim. It's great to be, from ThinkTech's point of view, it's great to have this show. We love the show. It's our most important show. So come around and listen to us 4 to 5 on Wednesday. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Welcome back. This is Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker, and I've got Junior Achievement of Hawaii here today, and we're talking about a very successful program that this is the first time they've done it in a while. And Delle Tanioka is the coordinator of that program, and she's going to fill us in a little bit on the company program that JA has.
Yes, I am. Thank you. So the company program is a program that teaches entrepreneurship to students grades, high school students 9 to 12. So what it is that once a week for 15 weeks, we have mentors coming into the classroom and teaching students all there is to know about entrepreneurship. So we start at the very beginning, which is like ignite the entrepreneurial spirit. What does it take to be an entrepreneur? Can anybody be an entrepreneur? And after that, they go into fill a need. We look around us and we decide what kind of needs are there that products or services can fill.
Do the students sign up for this, or is this a required class, or where do the students come from?
Well, right now we are at Kaiser and at Farrington High School, so we're in the classroom, which fits really nicely into Farrington because we are actually in the entrepreneurship track. So students elect to be part of business, they elect to be in the entrepreneurship track. And at Kaiser, we are in a social studies class replacing the economics portion. So what's really neat is that it shows that the company program can actually fit and work and still teach students in a variety of different formats.
So one of the first lessons the students learn is what does it take to be an entrepreneur and whether or not you've got that fortitude to make it work.
Yeah, and I think that the really interesting thing that they learn is that everybody can be an entrepreneur. A lot of times they have misconceptions that, I'm too quiet to be an entrepreneur. I'm not outgoing, I'm not aggressive, I can't be an entrepreneur. But what this shows them is that anybody really can. You just have a different place in the company. You might be a different type of entrepreneur, and you don't have to be that person in the front to actually run a successful business.
Now, what does that mean, Delle? A different place in the company and you don't have to be in the front. So you've got all these students and they have like different jobs?
That's correct. They actually form student companies. So they take a kind of like a personality skills assessment at the beginning, and it kind of places them into different groups. So there's finance, supply chain, marketing, leadership, and one more, customer service. And it kind of just tells them like what they would kind of be good at, and they can always elect to be in a different group if they have different interests. But for the most part, they really do grow into that place where they're kind of assigned, where the company needs them, and together they work to form a company and sell real product or service, and they essentially start a real business.
What do you mean they start a real business? What does that mean?
Well, after they've looked around them and they found the need to fill, they actually have to pitch for funding at the Junior Achievement Model Shark Tank. So if you've ever seen the show Shark Tank, you'll see that our students are doing just that. And they get up there and they are very confident and they get their money and they take it back and they sell a real product, start a real business, and market and learn all the skills that are associated with running a business.
Right. Now, Derek, did you go to one of these Shark Tanks?
Actually, I missed the Shark Tank this year. I was traveling, but it was help form the Shark Tank, and basically we were able to go out to the business community and get donations to sponsor the Shark Tank. So when these students were going out to pitch their ideas, they were actually getting real dollars from the companies, and that was really beneficial for them because they were able to go and get their supplies. If they were one company ordered earphones, so they had to have a down payment and order the earphones online, and basically the Shark Tank helped them get their inventory.
Now, these students take this very seriously. I mean, I was able to be in the audience and watch some of the presentations and the Shark Tank interaction. And it was really fun to see how engaged the students were.
And serious they were. They even gave our sharks a hard time, and it was really...
There was some batter going back and forth there that was kind of fun. Yeah, they were not intimidated. They got up there and did a really good job.
Yeah, yes they did, and we're very, very proud of them. And of course, they even had a lot of help from the community, from their mentors, and also from Empowered Presentations, which specializes in presentation design and pitch decks.
Very good. And then, okay, so now they're in the Shark Tank, and they get funded, and then what's next?
Oh, marketing, sales.
So they actually go out and launch the company and actually sell the product and generate revenue.
That is correct. And what's best about this is that all the money that these company makes, Junior Achievement doesn't keep. We give it back to them in the form of scholarships. So in order to win any of these scholarships, they need to write an essay about how the skills that they learned will help benefit and how it will help them serve the community.
It's very exciting. So this is really an all-round educational package for the students that participate in how businesses are set up, run, and how effectively managed.
Real life experience and hands-on learning, and it's just probably the best way to learn.
Good. Derek, have you been involved in this company program directly? I know you had indicated that you wanted to be. I mean, what was your involvement with the company program?
Yeah, so I helped get some mentors at First Hawaiian Bank, and they would take different classes, and I would go between the two different companies and sit in and observe what they were learning. And then we would regroup at First Hawaiian and just talk about our lessons. Many of us are not managers yet, so it was one way at building that managing skills. So they were able to help teach the students and understand what they're dealing with, and also convey what we needed to get across.
So the mentors actually learned something in the process as well.
Absolutely.
Very good. And did you find this a rewarding process?
Many of us got very close to the students that were in our companies. I think even Dell and Kim, the JA president, actually got to travel with them, so they even got even closer. But
now that's a part B of what we're going to talk about. Now this company program had been run in Hilo for a number of years, but it kind of went dormant a little bit on Oahu. And so this was the first company program that they had in how many years roughly?
About 10 years.
About 10 years. So the first one in 10 years, first one that you actually coordinated.
That's correct.
And what was the results of that?
Well, at the end of the year, all of our student companies prepare what's like an annual report, where they kind of give a snapshot of what their business did, how they did, what they sold, any challenges that they had. And they all submitted them. Well, some of the companies wanted to enter the national competition put on by Junior Achievement USA.
Ambitious, weren't they?
Yeah, so that's why these kids are so great. You know, first time out the gate, and they're like, I had 4 entries into the U.S.'s competition, and they took top 15 in the nation, and one of our teens from Farrington High School, Gearphones, which was mentored by First Hawaiian Bank, actually made it to the national competition in Washington, D.C.
So for the first company program in 10 years, and for the first one that you coordinated, we actually had one of our company program high school teams go national and compete nationally.
Yes, and I love it when you say that.
That's impressive, though, and that must have been a great experience for the kids.
It was an amazing experience for the students, especially since, you know, they came from Farrington High School, which, you know, a little bit less money, lower social economic, and some of the Joy had never been to East Coast before, and she may have never gotten that opportunity. They got to meet their entire congressional delegation. They got a letter of recommendation from senators. They also got offers of internships.
I heard that, yes.
From the head of financial institutions for the United States. It was very, very awe-inspiring and amazing.
This could have been literally a life-changing event for some of these students.
But that's what they say. They said it changed their lives. They said it brought them confidence. You know, they were really nervous when they're heading up because they're a small team. They're from Hawaii, and when they got up there, you couldn't even tell. They were polished. They were brilliant, and they said it was all because they practiced and that because somebody told them that they could.
Mm-hmm. That's right, and that's a message that has to be told: is that you can do it if you want. You know, just because you're from Hawaii or from a different place in Hawaii, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try and you shouldn't, you know, do what you can to be successful. That's great. Very good. So we're going to do it again next year, right?
Oh, definitely. I've already told them, you know, let's put aside some money for our tickets.
And, you know, I had heard, and maybe you can confirm this, but I had heard that some of the members that actually went on this trip, English was not their first language.
That is right. Joy, she's only been in Hawaii for, I think, 5 years, and her English is not her first language. She says that everybody made fun of her because she couldn't speak correctly, but when you watch the videos of her presenting, you can't tell. She's amazing, and she attributes a lot of these skills to Junior Achievement.
See, that's a great message, and that's not only a good message coming from the coordinator, but also from the mentors and the teachers of the class and the people that put the time and effort into making that happen. So, you know, that's I think congratulations to everybody. You know, it's a great job. And I think if there's anybody out in the audience that would like to know how to get involved, that's something we're going to go into a little bit of detail here in the next segment. But there are opportunities, and people can get involved in this program. All right, very good. Well, I think we're going to wrap up this segment. We're going to move into the next one here shortly, but this is Business in Hawaii. We're talking with Junior Achievement of Hawaii, and we'll be right back.
This is Alice Lee Hagan, host of ThinkTech Hawaii Business Education Spotlight. My show here at ThinkTech Hawaii is every Thursday from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. I bring in interesting guests from Hawaii, the mainland, and hopefully international guests in the future. Do join us on Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. ThinkTech Hawaii Business Education Spotlight. Aloha.
Aloha, my name is Josh Green. I'm a senator from the Big Island. I work in the ER there. But on Tuesday afternoons, I get to come and spend 45 minutes to an hour with Jay Fidel and the ThinkTech staff. They're terrific professionals. They help us to bring some of the leading cutting-edge topics here across our state to you. So you can join us at our show on healthcare in Hawaii to talk with leaders from across all the spectrum of health in our state, or you can join us for any other show where we talk about economic development or tourism or some really eclectic programs too. So really, we'd love to see you here on our show. Thanks for joining us and thanks for supporting us.
Welcome back. This is Reg Baker in Business in Hawaii. I'm here with Junior Achievement of Hawaii, And we're going to be talking a little bit about the success of junior achievement and how people can get involved if they would like to. So Derek, you're a volunteer board member. You've been doing this for a while. If there were people out there that wanted to get engaged and get involved with junior achievement, financial literacy, and potentially the company program, how would they do this?
It's very simple. You know, Junior Achievement has a website. You simply go on there. There's some email contacts. As soon as you email it, Dell or Kim or Aaron might contact you, and they basically made it very easy. They came out to us. So at First Hawaiian, they asked us what times are available, and they customized the training for us. And they actually helped us determine which times would work out for us at Farrington. And we got our volunteers and showed up at the right times, and it was success from there.
Very good. And how many volunteers are we looking for at Junior Achievement Hawaii?
Well, a lot. We plan on definitely expanding our programs, expanding our reach all over the island, all over the state even. So, you know, the more volunteers in different areas that are willing to come out to schools and engage with our schools, the better, of course. As far as the company program goes, you know, we are going to be definitely expanding that. So we're going to be doing Kaiser and Farrington because they love the program. And we're going to be expanding to McKinley. And we will also be opening up an after school, maybe 2 locations, where any student, high school student, who wants to take part in the company program can apply and can do it there. So lots of growth. We're going to need lots of mentors that are willing to come out.
And you mentioned this is a statewide program, so we're looking to have something, or volunteers at least, on every island at some point.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, we've always had a presence in Hilo, and we are starting definitely get a big presence on Kauai. So, and the company program will be coming to Kauai very shortly.
Oh, very good.
And then hopefully as well, Maui to follow and Kona.
Super, very good. Now, let's take just a little bit of a piece of our time here today, and let's talk about Kauai for just a second. Kapaha High School. Are you comfortable talking about Kapaha? Can you tell us what's going on out there?
Well, Kapa'a High School has graciously welcomed junior achievement and everything that we do there, and they actually set it up where we came in and taught financial literacy to their entire sophomore.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
so
matter of fact, that's my understanding that they are moving in the direction, or maybe have already made it a requirement for moving into the 11th grade to take this in the 10th grade classes.
That's right, and actually that's where our president is today. She's in Kauai working on those relationships and trying to, basically further our mission there.
Very good. So that was in my opinion, that was a real coup. And that's proven that the value of what Junior Achievement offers in the financial literacy program has got some real value. And Kapaha has really embraced that. And hopefully the DOE will use that as a template going forward.
And it's definitely not just the high school and the DOE, but also they've had amazing support from the Rotary out in Kapa'a as well, out in Kauai, and their volunteer base and their donations even are just really been amazing.
Well, and that's part of why we have set records this year, is because Kauai has really embraced junior achievement, and they've gotten more than one Rotary group involved, I believe.
I think that's right.
And they have got a very active board, and they've done a super job. And I would imagine that the DOE is going to be watching this closely. And I would think that First Hawaiian Bank's got some connections with the DOE somewhere, don't they?
Yeah.
You can help nudge us along?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can give a call, though Don Horner is not on the, what is it, the education committee, the council. I'm sure he's got connections, so maybe give Don a call and see if he can nudge us along for us. Very good. Derek, do you have a feel for the training that the mentors would go through in order to teach the classes? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of subject material there, and it's a very structured class. As a matter of fact, they've got different classes for each grade level, do they not?
Correct. So Actually, the training for the mentors is pretty simple. I mean, Dell and Kim came out in 1 or 2 sessions, got us familiarized, and then there's the digital learning center that we just followed. Of course, it was our first time using it for junior achievement, so there were some quirks that still need to be worked out, but all the information was there. There was no paper packets that we had to say, just log in, and basically you see each session that you have to teach and convey to those students and classes.
Very good.
I think that a lot of our training is so simple that we say that if you can read, you can do JA. Or now a lot of our classes our trainings are on video as well. So now you don't have to read. If you can watch a video, you can do JA.
It sounds simple. Now, do you have to be a banker or a financial person to do this? I mean, who can volunteer?
We had a variety of volunteers, and many of them actually were in JA when they were in high school, and they came back and said, just like myself, remembering junior achievement when I was in high school, and said, hey, I want to be a part of that. And so we had a number of volunteers come back through that avenue. It's always good to go back into the schools and see the students, and remembering what you were like back in high school.
I would prefer not to, thank you very much. No, I'm sure the students today are a lot better than I was, so. But that's good. So you can take any volunteer and they can be trained on how to do this and do this training in the classrooms. And it's got to be a fun experience to be able to go in and share, with your child and the child's peers in the classroom, to be able to go in and have that connection. That's got to be rewarding. That's very good. Again, if somebody wanted to volunteer, it's a very simple process of just going online.
Yeah, just go online to the Junior Achievement website, Junior Achievement Hawaii's website, and
And what is that website name? Is it spelled out juniorachievementhawaii.com or
www.jahawaii.org.
.org? Okay, so jahawaii.org. And then, I think we've got it on the screen. Very good.
Brilliant.
So we just go on there, and there's a form that you can fill out, and someone, like you mentioned, Derek, someone will be in touch with them and coordinate the process. Now, this works the same way for a company. If a company wanted to volunteer and get involved and maybe have some of their employees be trained, kind of like the way First Hawaiian Bank went through it, that would work the same way.
Yeah, what we've been doing is a few times we've had actually like a volunteer coordinator. So one person, like Derek, for example, who kind of collects the people and gets them all motivated and then signs them all up. And next thing you know, they're there and taking part in our trainings. So we've had actually great success in recruiting a number of volunteers for the company program. Also, mainly because Derek's mentors from First Hawaiian Bank have had such wonderful things to say, and because they've learned so much and they've took so much value from it, it's been very, very easy for us to recruit mentors at this point. So we've had a great mentor recruitment year as well.
Very good. I guess the word is getting out.
yes, absolutely.
Very good. Now, you mentioned one of the schools here downtown, McKinley.
Oh, yes, yes.
Now, having a program in McKinley, wouldn't that make it a little bit easier for some of the downtown crowd to maybe engage and get involved and support JA and the education of our children?
Yes, of course. We currently are at Farrington, which is also close, but when we add McKinley, we're definitely going to need more volunteers and more mentors for there. So it's close to downtown, so.
Right. So people can actually just walk over and teach. It's kind of a long walk, I guess. But it would be convenient. They can get to it relatively easy.
Yes, yes.
Very good. Any other words of wisdom you'd like to share about junior achievement?
Well, one thing that I'm really excited to share is that we will be probably holding an after-school class at the Canvas, which is a student-run workspace created by 4 students from different high schools on Oahu, and they have a space in Kalihi, and they would love to bring the company program in there.
This is a physical location that they have.
Yes, it is. It's called the Canvas Hawaii, and they have an amazing website, which is thecanvashigh.org. And what they do there is they basically have created a space for students to collaborate, work together, have tutoring, create business, and work on things together, which is really, really neat for Hawaii.
Now, is this something that was sponsored by JA, or did they do this on their own?
They did this on their own. I understand that they were funded largely in part through grants, and because they are doing something really groundbreaking.
Wow.
And but JA has been would really love to partner with them because it is such a balls in line.
Of
very
course,
close to
no,
what we do.
there's a good sync there with what JA is trying to promote, and I would like to think that JA had a little bit, to instigate this and get them thinking about it, and that's great. And you said they got grant money for this? They
Yeah.
actually went out and raised their own funds independently?
They did.
Wow,
There's some really amazing students there. I had the pleasure of meeting last week.
very good. Well, what's next for Hawaii? We're going to expand into the neighbor islands. We're going to continue with the transition into the digital world.
Great.
I've heard that we also are capable of providing other types of programs through other organizations, like maybe the Boys and Girls Clubs and things like that. Is that something that we've already done, or is that something that we're thinking about, or?
That is something that we do. We have an after-school component where we can do it at sites like Boys and Girls Club, and not just the company program. We have after-school programs in elementary and middle school grade levels as well. So all JA programs very, very versatile. They can be done anywhere, in school, out of school, in groups. It's really just something out there for everybody.
So if there's any organizations out there that are seeing this broadcast, there could be some opportunities to bring these types of programs into those organizations and help educate and influence, I guess, the children a little bit.
Yes, definitely. And also, we're getting our name out there in more schools because American Savings Bank is doing a Keiki-Ko competition, which is a business plan competition. And what's really nice about that is that they're using JA curriculum as their foundation in JA training.
Very good, very good. Well, and I guess First Hawaiian Bank is pretty active in this as well, Derek.
Absolutely.
I guess, and they're involved in a lot of the different islands as well.
Yep. We're on all of the islands, even Lanai. So.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, we're very active. Our branch partners out there are very active in their communities. We like to say that we not only lend to and bank with these people, but we're part of the community. So a company or organization like Junior Achievement is well fitted for us.
It is. There seems to be a nice fit with that banking and financial literacy, and there's a lot of synergies there.
And we couldn't have gotten to where we are with the company program without First Hawaiian Bank.
Very good. And we're going to continue with the Shark program, and we're going to have some fun with that.
We got to fund those companies.
Very good. No, that's very good. Really appreciate you being here, both of you today. It was, I think, for me, although I am the chair, I learned something new here. And I hope our audience was able to pick up some interesting tidbits of information about Junior Achievement of Hawaii. And if you would like to volunteer, it's very, very simple. Just go on to jahawaii.org, and there's a form that you can sign up, and somebody will be contacting you pretty quick. Thank you for joining us today. This is Reg Baker with Business in Hawaii. We film every Thursday at 2 o'clock. I hope to see you next week. Aloha.